Hi, how are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Good. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we could get this session going.
Me too.
How has it been so far? Everything's been going well?
Been going well, yes.
Good. Okay. Well, I think best way to go is just jump right in.
Certainly.
So the first thing I'm going to start off with is our confidentiality disclosure. And basically what that entails is it's just you have patient confidentiality. Everything that we say here today is confidential, unless in the event that you plan to harm yourself or other people. And at that point, we would just take the necessary measures to keep everyone safe. But otherwise, we're just having a conversation here today.
Okay.
Perfect. So I just want to make sure that our chart is correct. So let me start with your first and last name.
Ray Kochevar.
Gotcha. Okay. And what is your age?
56.
Okay. And what are your pronouns or gender identity?
He, him.
Perfect. And what's your housing situation like? Do you live with like multiple people? Do you own your own home? Stuff like that?
Own my own home and wife and family.
Fabulous. Okay. Are you currently taking any medications for like mental health?
None for
problems?
mental health. No.
Okay, perfect. And then the other ones are just like prescribed by your doctor and stuff. You
Correct.
maintain that.
Correct. Some heart medication, some ulceric type things.
Okay, fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just get into the nitty gritty of it.
Sure.
Obviously, this appointment has been booked. You and I are here speaking today. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on and what might have brought you here today.
Mostly it's a lack of will to move forward with the job, and I feel like I'm stuck in kind of a pigeonholed area and don't have a lot of forward momentum to grow for growth.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
I'm not quite sure how I want to handle things and where to go. I enjoy my job. I like the people I work with. The boss, the leaders are all top notch, but they keep asking where I want to see myself move forward to, and I really don't have any answers.
Okay. I'm just taking some notes so
By
that
all
we can
means.
have a little bit better guided conversation, and we can come back to this later.
Absolutely. I know what I'm doing. You're learning.
Absolutely. Exactly. Okay, so I'm hearing that you have a job. How long have you had this job for?
I've been here almost 10 years.
Okay. And you said that you're feeling satisfaction thus far, and is the expectation to move more pressure from your side? Is it from like your management side? Like I'm seeing you say that there's a sense of directionless going on, and which side would you kind of see that more?
Well, it
from?
seems to be more a sense from my leaders, where the culture that the company is trying to provide is that they want everybody to better themselves all the time.
Okay.
That they don't want to just have somebody feel that they get stuck in positions and can't move forward anywhere. So during the monthly reviews and yearly reviews, they will ask those questions to find out what my interests are. If I want to move away from the help desk position that I'm working now and get into more of a security side with the computers, or into I don't know, maybe one of the programming sides or something. And I'm never really sure. I don't have any answers for them.
Okay. And I'm hearing that you probably have had a little bit of time to think about this. Have you disclosed this with like any of your family members? You said you had a wife. Like, is this?
I have
something
talked
you
with my wife about it a
open
bit.
up to her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And what kind of comes from those conversations? Is she more giving you all of the power, or any opinions?
Of course, everybody has their own opinions, so she's letting me know what her thoughts are with all that. But
Yeah.
since she doesn't work with me there and see exactly what's going on, or she's not really working in that same field, it's a little hard for her to give any kind of a direction.
Right.
She can listen to me, tell me feedback of what I'm saying and what she's hearing about it, but I'm not really sure if that's helping anything anywhere.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that you at least have like some form of an outlet that isn't just people you work with, so that you're not like internalizing it and possibly like spiraling about the situation. You at least have someone you can rely on. So have you had an opportunity to kind of explore these other options? And you mentioned possibly moving to security with the computers or programming. Are your bosses giving you the opportunity to kind of like trial these spaces, or are they just like asking if you want to move there?
It's a lot more of the what are you interested in, so that we can start to set some of that up.
I see.
I've never pushed for it,
Okay.
but they've never pushed back and questioned
Right.
with any time either.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of small projects where I've stuck my foot into a little bit of the security side and dealt with some of the software that works there, but not a lot. Not any formal type of training per se.
Have you had any like big feelings about that when you do those small projects? Other like, I really enjoyed this, or like, God, this, I hated this, I didn't want to do that at all?
It kind of depends on what the project is. If it's something that's interesting and I'm given time to work with it and deal with it, it helps. It does make a difference.
Okay.
Some other ones have been not so much direction, more of a finish this from A to B and get it done.
And that's more completing a task than learning
Exactly.
anything.
It's not really teaching me anything that I want to know about.
Yeah.
And I really don't know how to best go about asking for that sort of a help.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you have any like coworkers at your job that you know have moved from one position to another within the same kind of branch of like, you know, moving within IT?
A little bit. We're quite distributed. We don't all sit at one location.
Mm-hmm.
We're multiple locations throughout the globe. So I can talk to some people through our chat lines, through Teams, but to really sit down with somebody makes it difficult. I couldn't just go to lunch,
of course,
which would be wonderful. But
totally.
But I do have a couple of people that have done that sort of thing.
I'm wondering that maybe a first step would be, instead of going like straight to your bosses and asking for like some formal training, is maybe identify some individuals within the company and see their opinions and see like what their experiences have been, and if they liked the change, if they didn't, because there is always the bottom line option of like where you're at is a comfortable position. I mean, it seems that you do it well and they like having you, so they want to check in and make sure that you're happy. But if you're happy in that position, then certainly we can continue to make that happen. But I think it would be a little bit of lost time if you don't ask some other people that you work with and see how they feel, see where that goes.
Yes, I do have somebody I can reach out to after hours, or set something up for after hours that I could have a better conversation with, who has done a little bit of that.
Okay, that's really good to hear.
That's a great suggestion.
Awesome. So with like with the situation at work, I assume the accomplishment is not so much making your bosses happy as it is making yourself happy, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then I think this is a really good first step, is to just kind of do an informal reach out, maybe to some other people that you work with that you feel comfortable and safe talking to, and kind of just like gain knowledge without making any like solid steps. Do you think that that's something maybe you could accomplish?
Absolutely, because I can find out more the direction I should be going in when I want to. If I am interested in something, I can further that with my leader, and I can find out how I can go about that a little better. I think that would probably be a good thing anyway, because that's me pushing and looking for that rather than them always asking those questions.
Yeah.
So then it becomes more of a conversation with them,
right,
rather than just that one-sidedness.
Yeah. I think this is a really good start. I would love to set up a time that we can meet again and maybe either check in and see how this has gone so far, or maybe see where you might have gotten stuck and see if we can work together to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. That's sometimes all I need, is that extra little push and that little help of direction that I don't normally have, because like I said, being a distributed force, we don't really have somebody to chat with over lunches and things.
Right. And
thank you.
And you saying that your wife is supportive but not knowledgeable in the situation, maybe this is another third avenue that we can try.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll reach out to you through email and we can get something set up that works better for your schedule, and we can go from there.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so very
Thanks.
much.
Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.